Hey, I just wanted to do a quick video of my juicer, the Angel 5500. I've had it for around 3 weeks now. I've been really pleased with it. You know, it's met all my expectations. I researched it thoroughly before I purchased it, and I've been really happy with it, man. I've been really happy with it. Unfortunately, it's going back today. It's going to be collected any time, and before it does, I just want to do this quick video to highlight a couple of issues for anybody potentially thinking of buying one. The first issue, and the main issue why it's going back, is this. So it turns on, the motor's starting off. You hit the start button at this point, and the gears will start running, right? And instead we're getting that noise. So, you know, it's dead, man. You know, it's pretty much done. So the only other time you get that noise is if there's a jam. Okay, so you probably put too much in there. And in 3 weeks of having it, using it 3 or 4 times a day, I think I've only had 2 jams in that time. So, you know, it's not the end of the world when that happens, and it's going to happen at some point. But all you do is the safety will kick in for the gears, and you press reverse. Whatever's stuck in there will come back up. Okay, so dead easy, dead simple. And I think the next model up does it automatically, but I couldn't justify paying that premium just to press a button. You know, and it works fine. So. Now I have to say, I don't believe that's what's wrong with this unit right now. Like these gears are such high torque that, you know, it'll shoot anything, it'll get through anything. So I don't believe like there's been an extra build-up of pressure on the manifold or anything like that. And the last time I used it, what I always do is I put my stuff through and leave it running for 20 seconds to get everything out, the extract out and the pulp out. And then I wash it all through and put it away. And like I said, the next day come along and turned it on, and you saw what just happened. So yeah, I don't believe it's anything to do with the motor or the gears, and that's kind of been reaffirmed to me when I've spoken to the company who I bought this from, and pretty much called it out straight away. He said that it's a control board or a circuit board issue, which kind of makes sense. But it kind of worried me when he said that, because I thought, you know, he's not even seen it yet. You know, he's not even seen it. I'm just ringing up telling him I want a, you know, a refund or an exchange for something else. So he said to me that the 10% of the machines are being affected right now by this, and he obviously doesn't know which ones are affected. It's unfortunate mine is one. So he's offered to replace the circuit board, or, you know, replace the unit for a new one. But my point is that, you know, when you're spending £800 on a juicer, which is kind of commercial grade, and I've got no problem with dropping that kind of money on a premium product because, you know, I appreciate quality engineering, and that's what I thought I was getting with this, and it's really looking like the case, especially the second issue, that may not be the case. So yeah, you know, the guys offered to do this. Now the other thing is, if I do swap it for a new one, you know, where does that leave you 12 months down the line if something goes wrong, circuit board or whatever, and then I've got to send it back to, you know, South Korea, wherever they're made. Now, which means potential out reduce for probably 3 or 4 weeks. And is it covered under warranty? Because it talks about the gears and it talks about the motor that's covered under warranty. It doesn't say anything about circuit board or control board. So, you know, is that just going to be a grey area where potentially I have to spend more money, you know, after a certain time? And that's why I've really lost confidence in it, and, you know, why I've got to send it back, which really pissed me off and has disappointed me, because it's an awesome machine. Like it's just delivered, man. Like, really pleased with it, and that's the main reason I've got to go back. It's got to go back. You know, that's the main reason. The other issue, which weren't too big a deal at the time when I first got it, although it did raise eyebrows. You know, when I first got it, you know, I was getting a lot of leak underneath here and around the house, around the gear entry part. And what happened is there's a hole right in here. You're not going to be able to see it, but I put a picture up afterwards. So it was just pouring out there under pressure. Everything was coming out the top and around here and missing the jars, and it was just messy, man. But I phoned the guy up again. The company was really awesome who I bought it from. They sent me this out the next day. But when I first saw that, I thought, my eyebrows raised, because I was like, how can you not notice that fucking hole in there? Like, you know, an 8mm hole. So there's definitely some quality control issues with this company. You know, that should never got through the production line. And these issues with the circuit boards, if it is an issue, really needs to be addressed. But for those 2 reasons, and I'm a firm believer, if, you know, one thing happens once, then it's never likely to happen again. But if two bad things happen, you can almost guarantee there'll be a third. So I'm just not prepared to take that risk on having, you know, drop so much money on a unit. So don't know what I'm going to get next, but well, you know, that's probably be another video, I guess. But thanks for your time. Hopefully it may have been some help to you. So yeah, take it easy.